everyone, and thank you for having us. Really excited to be here today. My name is Claire Bundy, and I'm Account Director at Influencer Intelligence. Today, I'm going to talk to you about influencer intelligence and how we're helping businesses from around the world deliver the most effective and successful influencer marketing campaigns. So what is influencer intelligence? Influencer intelligence is a market-leading influencer marketing technology platform, but with a difference. We have over 30 years' experience originating in talent marketing and evolving with the birth of influencer marketing, where it is now to encompass all types of creators. Influencer intelligence uses the latest data science techniques and machine learning algorithms, but combined with the human element. A team of experts who audit and verify every influencer feature on our platform. This enables our customers to discover, analyze, and measure hundreds of thousands of verified and authentic content creators at scale. But influencer intelligence really is so much more than a platform. We are your ultimate influencer marketing partner that can support on every aspect of your influencer marketing strategy. With our platform and expert team that clients can utilize, we can help you at all stages of a campaign, from finding the right content creators and building a brand advocacy strategy to auditing influencers, planning campaigns, and measuring the ROI of your influencer marketing investments. As an industry, we are more than aware of how 2020 and the pandemic was an accelerative year for influencer marketing, as brands needed to pivot and pivot quickly. As bricks and mortar stores closed and brand revenue became increasingly dependent on e-commerce to continue to sell, influencers were proven to be an effective way of driving audiences from consumer content to purchase. Coupled with the surges in social media usage, influencer marketing has never offered more opportunity to brands. And our latest research released earlier this year reflects how this opportunity is being recognised. Measuring the effectiveness of ROI within influencer marketing, which was our report, found that there was 400% increase in the number of brands that were spending more than 50% of their marketing budget on influencers. That in itself is huge. It's also this focus on the opportunity that is really driving the industry forward. And influencer intelligence is the perfect partner to ensure your brand successfully capitalizes on this exciting opportunity, releasing the power of influencer marketing to its full potential. I'm now going to run through an in-depth demonstration of the platform and go through some of the services that we have to offer. Do stay tuned for an exclusive discount for women in influencer marketing members. I'll start with a quick synopsis of what we actually cover on the platform by having a look at the homepage. Firstly, influencers that are recently added. Our team of analysts are continuously curating, verifying, and adding credible influencers to the platform, whether they are nano or mega influencers. We can also add influencers at the request of the brands within our community. We also have a ones to watch section. This list is a carefully curated selection of upcoming talent or fresh faces that will have a very high probability of making it mainstream in the next 6 to 12 months. Whether they've just signed to Sony Music, are going to be the next face of a campaign, or will appear in the next blockbuster movie. Individuals that do not have heavy endorsement histories, so that you can build and nurture a new, exciting and long-term partnership with them for your brand. We also have a quarterly blog showcasing our top choices. We have what we call an equity index within the platform for every talent profile that we provide. The social equity is an algorithm that tracks the true value of an influencer over time, calculating a variety of metrics, including engagement rate, follower gain and reach, audience sentiment, and follower value. All talents within the platform are scored and ranked within a follower range based on their reach. It is these bands that also form the basis of our benchmarking metrics, so we can provide a correct analysis against their peers. Our platform doesn't just provide traditional digital influencers, but also celebrities that, of course, are also influential. Those celebrities also have a celebrity equity index that tracks not only their value, but their marketability through a measure of geographical appeal and awareness. Appeal being the measure of the tone of voice or sentiment around their online discussions, also looking at factors such as engagement data, endorsements, charity affiliations, and awards won. Awareness being the measure of the volume of their online discussions. We analyse not only social media, but also articles, blogs, and news sites to fully understand not only what is being said for each celebrity, but where it's being said as well. We also have an in-town section, as you can see, showcasing the talent that's in New York and LA at the moment. This is not rumoured, but confirmed attendance within those cities, allowing you to outreach to them directly for any activities that may be appropriate for you. Having a look at our bento boxes, again, as everything on our site, these are carefully created by our research teams. They're hot topics and trends from our in-house research team that change regularly, providing the ability for a quick search to the relevant influencers for these topics. Looking at our news section, we provide valuable industry news via the platform and our newsletters to ensure that you're kept up to date with movements within the industry that would be relevant for you. These articles cover a wide range of topics from endorsements and campaigns, brand appointments to launches. We also have a 12-month forward planning calendar covering a range of events, from events where talent are confirmed as attending to awards, red carpets, parties, and fashion weeks. We also have awareness campaigns that you can wrap effectively into your campaign, and I will show you this in further detail during the demo. As we are seen as thought leaders within the industry, we have a wide range of blogs to further complement the industry news that we provide and to enhance your campaigns and activities. As you can see here with the blog on Instagram's new collab feature and what it means for influencer marketing, or the trending hashtags and events for September. As a service, we help brands discover, evaluate, benchmark, plan, manage, and measure, and it will be the discovery that I will now go through. Our influencer index has over 100 searchable data points, allowing a precise search and set of search results for your influencer identification needs. Not only are these data points searchable, but they're exportable too. These data points include the ability to search for a variety of different influencer types, whether they be TikTokers, Instagrammers, activists, or authoritives. Under gender, male, female, but also not non-binary in group. So that could be a squad of influencers, or it could even be one direction. The age ranges of the influencer, or the actual month, which a lot of brands of when they were actually born, to maybe coincide with a launch event for a product that you're releasing, whether they're a parent or not, where they reside. So you can be as granular as you wish on this search. You can look specifically throughout the US or for specific cities within the country. Where they were born, or topics and interests. These topics and interests are a free text search, again, very, very closely curated by our in-house teams. So whether it's looking for sustainable fashion or environmental issues, those topics and interests are there to help you. We also have attributes. There's 30 personality traits that you can choose for as that talent is perceived by their online audience. So not how they perceive themselves, but how their online audience perceive themselves. And it's about getting that genuine brand match. We have ailments that you can search for that have been released into the public domain from that influencer. You can also search by any paid endorsements that influencer may have had, whether brand ambassador or face of a campaign. The ability to search by their equity index and also by their following on various different platforms and their engagements. Not only can you search for the influencer, you also have the ability to search for your target audience, as you can search many different demographic data points. It will come up with the influencers that can help you reach that audience, and then you can layer the type of influencer that you're looking for. Social media posts is something that's really good for identifying people that may have organically been speaking about a topic or speaking about a brand. And I'll just do a quick search for you. If I search for Calvin Klein, it's going to come up with all the influencers that have been posting about the brand. Now, all I have to do is click on any of these, and it will take me directly to the endorsements tab of a profile page that I will be taking you through, and it will bring those posts into play with various post metrics that, again, I will explain at a profile page. So we have a variety of different filters that you can choose for influencer identification. If I do a quick search for you on, say, TikTokers, and I want to break that search down specifically in the United States, it's going to give me a really refined set of search results of the type of influencer that I'm actually looking for. I can now refine that search by different factors. And what I'm going to do is have a look at Charlie's profile page. Each profile page will show the social activity of the individual, along with hundreds of data points, metrics, analytics, plus the functionality that you would expect to aid and support all of your activities in selecting the right influencers for your campaigns. In contacts, we also provide all the contacts needed for the talent within our platform. Our ethos is that each brand should be able to reach out directly to the influencers, enabling them to create and nurture long-term partnerships that will ultimately provide greater value for the brand. It also allows brands to continuously build and maintain their own brand lists. If we go back to the social networks, we can have a look at their activity. Here is the equity that I touched on earlier with our social and celebrity equity indexes. We also have an equity rank. This will let you know where the individual is performing against their peers. As you can see from Charlie, she is ranked highly in the influencer band of 10 million plus followers, and as she currently sits at number 56 out of 3,610 with that amount of following within the platform. The social media value that you can see is actually earned media value across her social channels. This figure provides the average earned media value per post over a 90-day period. This metric is updated daily and allows you to shortlist your influencers based on the value that they may bring you. This metric is available for all talents, here as a total, across each platform and down to a post level. We have these various tabs that actually provide the data, the metrics and analytics. So under social influence, we track a variety of different platforms, and that's obviously growing all of the time as well. It breaks down the followers per platform. It will give you the social media value. So because we're looking at a platform level, this is the average social media value per post across Insta for the last 90 days. We also have lots of benchmarking within the platform. So we break down engagement into organic and also sponsored. But what we do is we benchmark that against their peers. So again, for Charlie, in the over 10 million range, at the moment, she has an engagement rate of 7.15 for organic posts. And as you can see, she's tracking really highly because her peers, the average engagement rate for those is 3.06. And again, if you look at her sponsored posts, you can see that she's tracking really highly against the average for her peers here. We also have sentiment, because obviously the tone of voice around those discussions are really important. And it's a 5 scoring system that we have. So we have neutral, positive, very positive, negative, and very negative, with the activity here in the last 90 days on that specific platform. If you scroll down, we have lots of different graphs that will help you aid the choices. And this is really good from a content creation perspective to see what's working. So we can have a look at the posts over all of the network or specific platforms. And if you hover, that post will come into play. You'll be able to see the post metrics. So the engagement rate for that post, the sentiment for that post, and what the value actually is of that post as well. And we have different colors for different platforms. If a post has been removed, we believe it's still really important that you know the metrics for that post. So we will leave a place card holder that will tell you that they've posted on that channel, and it will also give you the post metrics, even though it's been removed. You can also have a look at their reach over time, their engagement over time, or the sentiment over time over all platforms or specific platforms. If we have a look at audience, the breadth and depth of our demographics is probably second to none. You can have a look at the demographics on different platforms, but to take you through her Insta demographic, we have age ranges of her Insta audience, gender breakdown, family status. We also have heat maps. So if you're specifically looking in the US market, then you can see where the majority of Charlie's US audience actually reside, which obviously is really good for events. You can see the top cities, the top countries. We have scroll throughs, and it will also list out the percentage of our audience. Personal income of that Insta audience, which is really good if you're a luxury brand, for example, different languages that they may speak, ethnicity, different employment levels, whether that's occupations of that audience, industries, companies, and also education. Something that's really strong is we provide the brand affinities of that audience, and you can actually search for this. So you can search for influencers that have an audience over a certain platform that may have an affinity with your brand. And if you hover, it will tell you the percentage of over and above the Instagram average that it is, and the percentage of that person's audience that has an affinity with that brand. We have a breakdown of likes and interests, and you can choose any of these, and it will give you a further breakdown within that specific area. We have every type of music, every type of sport that's on there, through to other media or people that would be influential for that audience, or a guesstimate of religious breakdowns for you. Working on our way along, we also have the equity index. The equity index is a visualization of here, but it also provides score trends for you. Attributes takes you back to those 30 personality traits, and a lot of brands will just look at the top 4. So her online audience see her as compassionate, inspirational, kind, and honest. Again, it's for that authentic brand match. Interests, as you can search for people that have been searching or posting about a specific topic or a specific brand, you can actually see it from a profile page as well. So social media topics here, you can have a look in the last 3 months. You can filter by certain topics. And then if we have a look at luxury hotels, for example, again, those posts will come into play. It will give you those post metrics, and you can jump into that post. Personal interests is as that person is tagged. We like to keep our tagging to a bare minimum. So every time you get a set of search results, it's giving you a really robust list of influencers that you can actually use. Endorsements works in the same way as interests. Social brand mentions is what brands they've been posting about, whether paid or organic. So again, you can look at different time ranges. You can look at specific platforms, whether it's organic, whether it's sponsored. She's obviously posted about quite a few brands, but again, you can click onto any of these and those posts will come into play along with those metrics. Brand endorsements are actual paid endorsements. So we'll give you the year, we will give you the brand, and we'll give you what that role was and a region. If I was to click onto Hollister, for example, it would then provide all the talent that we have within the platform that has endorsed that brand, what their role, the region actually was, and the year that they endorsed the brand. We also have a news section, so it gives a lot of context around the data points that we actually provide. Network is social connections, is a way of amplifying your campaign. These are the people that are regularly commenting or resharing that person's content. So if you do something with Charlie, in this case, it's going to be picked up on these feeds. And then associates are then known people. So it could be siblings, it could be spouses, it could be exes, it could be best friends. We also have events. These are the events that she's confirmed as attending. If I go back, what I can actually do is I can maybe do that search again and look for TikTokers. And I want to break it down specifically in the United States. Again, I've got these different filters that I can use. We've got two ways of exporting the data. The first is a comparison. So this icon here that you can see on any of the set of search results will actually give you a top line PDF comparison of their social activity. So if I look here, it will give you, as I say, very top line. It will give you the following, the engagement rates over the platforms that they have, topics and interests, the attributes, how they're perceived, the brands that they've been speaking about, and it will take you right through the demographics as well. Something else that we can do is all of the data points that you can search and you can see on a profile page, you can actually export. So every time you see the pin icon here, you can go through and create a list. Save the list, give it a name, add to an existing list. You can create lists of influencers, save searches on events, or create lists of contacts. If I have a quick look at this list, it's one I created earlier, I can now export all of that data into an Excel spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet I just prepared earlier to save waiting for an export. So it will give you the name and top line around those influencers, all of the contact details, whether they've got their own office or they're repped by an agent, all of the activity over Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And then when you have a look at audience, the data points are many. You have the influencers up here, and then you have all of the categories here. What I normally advise our clients is if you put a filter, it's much, much easier to actually break down by specific areas or actually search for a brand, for example. So the Excel spreadsheet here literally mirrors the tabs. So you've got all the audience data, you've got the social network, which is your amplification area, which brands they've been talking about, any endorsements they may have had, equity score. So really good raw data. So you can start benchmarking and comparing a short list of influencers that you may want to work with, their personality, archetypes, how they're perceived by their online audience, and then any associates that they may have as well. So this is all of the information that you can actually get from the influencer index here. But of course, as we are a full service, you have a large support team. So you have dedicated account managers, client success managers, and the research teams and the data analysts are open to having those direct conversations with our clients. We also have brands. So as we provide the data metrics and analytics for talent, we also do that for brands. So you can search by different type of brands. You can search by brands reach or engagement percentage, or even by brands demographic. If I just do a quick search for a brand, and we quickly look at Nike, we have all of their handles here, social influence. Again, it's the same level of data, but now we're looking from a brand, a company account perspective. So you can have a look at the social media value for that channel. You can have a look at the following. You can have a look at their engagement. You can have a look at the charts. The posts still come into play along with those post metrics and the value that it will bring the brand. The audience and demographics, they're exactly the same data points as which we went through from a talent perspective. And again, you can choose different platforms. For social endorsers, this area is really, really good, not only to see who's been posting about that brand as we looked at via the influencer index, but it gives a clear indication of the following bands that we put the influencers together. So you can have a look who's been posting about them in the last 3 months or the last months, the platform. You can then have a look by the amount of followers. So in this case, I don't know, let's have a look at the 500 to 1 million follower. And let's have a look at Dominic. And what will happen is, like on the talent pages, those posts will come into play. You can see the post metrics, the engagement, the sentiment, and the social media value. And then you can see where they've been mentioned or tagged, and you can jump into those posts. The brand section, because it has the same functionality, you can create lists, you can export the data into an Excel spreadsheet. This area is really, really good for benchmarking and comparing your brand against your competitors, for example. So you could create a list of your brand and several of your competitors, and then export all of the data that I've been discussing into an Excel spreadsheet, as per the example for talent, and you can work with the raw data in that way. We also have a planner. This is a 12-month forward planning calendar and shows everything from diary dates, trending topics, and awareness campaigns. So events that you can effectively use as part of your campaign activities. You have the ability to save searches that will automatically update, so you'll never miss out on something that may be important to you. And you have different search criteria down here. So I can look at maybe awareness campaigns, and let's look specifically in the US. As I say, these are really good for wrapping into your activities. So everything from National Hip Hop Celebration Day or National Cheese Day, but there's various pages. If we go, oh, there's one that speaks to me, National Drink Wine Day. So if we have a look at this, it will give you the ability to drop into the calendar. You can create a list of events, and you can set up an alert for that event. So if it's an event where talent is confirmed as attending and you set up an alert, it will let you know when there's new talent to be confirmed. If it's to be advised as a venue, it will keep you up to date once that venue is released. It provides all the handles, if there's any contacts or hashtags. And then when you have a look at the demographics are showing the audience of the individuals that are following that hashtag. The new section we've already touched on, but you do have the ability to search for different categories in different locations. And we also have resources, the blogs, as I mentioned, on the homepage. And if we have a look at insights, there's a couple of areas. This is where our quarterly blogs on the ones to watch sits. We also have events. Like everybody, they used to be actual in attendance, and let's hope they come back. But at the moment, virtual events, and these cover a wide range of topics and have a very high number of attendees. Many of these events are panel discussions with authoritative voices within our communities, followed by Q&A discussions. We also have reports in addition to the news and the blogs that we provide. And these are wide-reaching global market research reports. We look into pain points, hot topics, or niche topics within the industry, as you can see with our latest report on influencer marketing within Japan. As part of our brand partnerships, we also help brands with bespoke influencer marketing clinics that are provided with our in-house experts. And we can do this, as Sarah said, because we're perfectly placed within the industry and have worked with global brands and agencies over the last 30 years. These clinics cover topic discussions that are individually tailored to the needs of each brand. From a niche perspective, we also have the ability to submit a brief. Now, as a full end-to-end influencer marketing solution, we work in partnership with our brands and provide bespoke consultancy and help with these type of briefs. Of course, one of the main use cases of the platform is influencer identification, but we can help and further support many brands with really niche briefs. So you can submit a brief via the platform. Our team of in-house data analysts and researchers will find the talent that is on brief for you, providing a comprehensive list of talent with all the data expected in quick turnaround times. In addition to the data, we also provide context as to why we've made those choices for you. Of course, part of our service is measurement. So we also have a campaign measurement area of the platform. Now, this is dummy data. As you can imagine, no brands that are going to let us know the budgets. So these were real campaigns. They're just there for demo purposes. But what we can have is you can have as many campaigns waiting and activate them as and when needed. So just having a look how to create a campaign, that's really, really easy. One of the advantages with influencer intelligence is the ability to actually choose the sector that campaign sits in. So by doing so, the ROI on the KPIs and metrics that we provide is going to be specifically within that area. So that's really important. You can give it a campaign name, the currency, the budget that's assigned to that campaign, hashtags, and also handles, and you can have up to 100 influencers, and these influencers can be across multiple channels. In this instance, it was an Instagram campaign that I'm just going to demo. So you put your influencers, the handles, Insta in this case, how many posts you've asked them to do, the value that's been assigned to each influencer, and then you can activate the campaign as and when needed. And what we do is we provide metrics at a campaign, an influencer, and a post level. The measurement that we have is not for an opt-in. There were advantages for us to do that. A lot of our research was saying that only actually 10 to 15% of influencers would actually opt into a campaign anyway, but an opt-in version will be available. So again, if I hover, the posts will come in. You can see the post metrics as we looked at several times previously. But having a look at these metrics, these will tally up as the posts are done. So how many posts they've been asked to do on a specific platform, what they've done so far. Again, this is dummy data. The reach, the likes, the comments, the shares of those posts so far, the engagement rate of the posts. And then we can look at really granular metrics. So the cost per 1,000 impression, post, like, comment, share, because we're looking at a campaign level, the budget that was assigned, and what the ROI is of the posts that have been done so far within that campaign. At an influencer level, it gives more benchmarking against the actual influencers. So you can start seeing if they were really good for your brand or maybe not so good to work with in the future. So again, it lifts the influencers. If I click on the handles, the posts will come in. It will tally up the posts that they've done. Then the reach, the likes, the comments, the shares are actually at an influencer level. But then, as I say, we give benchmarking. So we give the average engagement rate for the posts that influencer has done so far within that campaign. We then benchmark it to show what their average engagement rate is outside the campaign. And then we benchmark it against their peers. So we give some really good benchmarking data for you. And then the costs for impressions, likes, posts, shares, for example, will be at an influencer level, along with the ROI, so the assigned budget and what they've brought to that campaign so far. The post metrics does exactly the same, but now it's breaking it down from a post level. So this is really good from a content creation perspective to see what content is actually working best for those influencers. And again, it gives you the benchmarking that you would expect for that influencer. And the ROI it will provide will be at a post level. We provide an analytics tab. So you can hover and it will tell you the engagement rates, the cost per impressions, cost per engagement, and then the actual social media value. And if you want to see all of the posts for that campaign, you can, and obviously you can bring in different platforms. You also have the ability to export all of the data, so you can start building up of a history and start doing some really good comparisons from one campaign to the next. So that wraps up the demo session for influencer intelligence. But of course, if you do have any further questions, that we'd love to hear from you. In partnership with the Women in Influencer Marketing's Tech Showcase, we're actually providing a special offer on our annual subscription, but this is for a limited time only, so up until the end of September of this year. Our sales teams and our support teams are there to help with any inquiries. You will also receive 15% off your annual subscription. For any other information, please contact us via our website.